Thank you for taking time for this session. In this time, I would like to talk about OpenStack integration process to super conservatives, case of social infrastructure corporation. The story came from my experience that I was adapting OpenStack into some enterprise companies. I want to tell you the details, but this session is too short to give you a whole story. If you are interested in my story, please contact me later. First of all, I'm going to introduce about me. I'm Tomoaki Nakajima as a cloud expert engineer at Itochu Techno Solutions Corporation in Japan. I'm in charge of adapting OpenStack and infrastructure CI/CD processes into enterprise companies for 5 years. I also work as a part-time lecturer at the Tokyo University. I teach development of cloud infrastructure course. It's based on OpenStack. Okay, let's get started. First, I would like to give a brief introduction of user types. We have a simple way to classify the OpenStack market, and we evaluate it by two kinds of ways. First one is they need OpenStack or not. Second one is they can do it yourself or not. In this session, we focus the people who need OpenStack, but they can't do it yourself. They are very conservative for changing. They understood why do we need OpenStack, but they can't proceed to adapt OpenStack on their systems. They were the ones satisfied VMware and simply virtualization until now. The point is how to adapt OpenStack for those conservative people. Why it's necessary for OpenStack to such a conservative companies? They have external factors in many cases. For example, the other company, your competitors already started to use OpenStack successfully, or they have to challenge to new technology at the impact of extent permitted by law. Today, I will tell you a story of a social infrastructure company that changed the business situation drastically because a regulation has been changed by the law. Today, I will tell you Until then, their IT infrastructure was important for security and authenticity. There was no mind to set to speed. But the law has been changed, come up for the competitor and this speed. The speed will be included to most consideration matters. But it is hard to solve the problem such as speed if company was conservative environment with conservative ways. There are two reasons. One, they have no experience of the new ways such as the Ansible or Heat work fully automated. They were not able to see role model management style. The second reason is their operation process or their working scope followed the old style way. Only changing operation or IT processes won't always get you effective change. This story is from Jonathan, who spoke in Austin Summit. His theory was culture is more important than technology. If you are using VMware to provide the virtual server or network resources, they have limited span for automation, and they would doubt on automations. In this session, I will tell you how to approach those conservative companies. In 5th BC, it's 2,700 years ago, Sun Tzu, a famous ancient Chinese military strategist, told us, the best strategy is, in order to get win, attack to the enemy thought before starting actual war. We are following this strategy. In this story, the winning condition is adapting OpenStack into the company. The enemy thought is a conservative method from our point of view. In particular, the company needs a training. They need learning new technology, and building the POC with the new technology helps them understanding how does the work can be changed. Then they run an assessment, the difference of the old way and new technology, and calculate both results. This order is very important. First step is training, then POC, and assessment finally. If you don't know the new method and try to implement it during the POC, you may not get an effective result. The right way, like POC, will make the assessment successfully. The assessment results that have been calculated in this way, it breaks the old mindset of the customer. And this will give decision maker effective impact. Again, the first step is training, then POC and assessment. This is a flow. When this flow is completed, the customer will be ready to change the culture, and it will specifically encourage the implementation of OpenStack. There are a few important points, but there is no time to tell all factors today. I will talk about particularly important 2 points. One of the important points, what can be obtained in the first training. My recommendation is taking a training of the Heat and Ansible. Those training, orchestration, and automation will affect customers' thought very well. The orchestration of the Heat will change the way of making a document such as PowerPoint or Excel. The Ansible can give them a picture on who thought manually procedure could be automate the complex procedure. A common mistake, people start running implementation of the OpenStack or operating principle and go for the next step. This method is not working because they cannot imagine about how OpenStack changed the work. The important thing is not how to build the OpenStack. We must think how to use the OpenStack and what for. And the second important thing is who will be involving in this project. Of course, PMO team is important, not only the engineers. The PMO will manage the process in-house project. Whole company of the IT processes are dominated by the PMO. The more in the conservative company, PMO has a stronger dominance. Therefore, OpenStack cannot be effective with PMO old-style thinking. The POC clarify with PMO that mismatch of traditional project management process with a new way and consider what corresponding for mismatch. Changing the way or rule. Both can make the opportunity to determine whether economical or reasonable way. So I can say that changing the culture is also changing the rules of the PMO. Catching the point and recommendation on the story, OpenStack work in the company correctly. Let me summarize the story. If you want to recommend the choice of OpenStack for conservative company, you must destroy the old way thinking for related people. And again, training, POC, assessment. This order is most effective way. And give to them an image how change the work if they take the training of the Heat or Ansible. In addition, changing the fixed culture to a company, PMO have to be encouraged to take new ways of thinking and new ways of flow. The story up to this point is the know-how obtained in that I've been through the implementation of OpenStack actually. Although I do not think it works on all cases, there should be a valid theme. I will be happy if my story help your project, and I also interested in your story. Let me share your story later. Thank you for attention.